Hi, it's Mr. Smith, and in this video, I'll be going over our syllabus. So, by the way, this course under construction is going to be going away soon here. Just finishing up my videos. So if you want to go to your syllabus, you can click on this link here, but it'll take you directly to the syllabus. The one that I'm asking you to go to in my introduction here is the syllabus and calendar link. And you'll see there's a little more there. There's a link that tells you what a syllabus is. That's something that the college put together. If you're new to college, not really familiar with syllabi, basically tells you everything you need to know about the course you're about to take, especially things like grading. This is our syllabus link, and this is where the video you had to get to here to get to my video. So let me go ahead and click on syllabus. So you have two ways to get into the syllabus. All right, and so let's look at the syllabus here. This is a description of our course. It's called Contemporary Math, MATH1332, and you can see our section is section 22011. There's my contact information. My name is Scott Smith. Scott is with one T. And that's where my nickname comes from, 1T. So you can call me 1T, you can call me Mr. Smith. Some people call me Scott or Mr. Scott. I'm pretty easygoing about that. My email address is here, Scott with 1T, Smith at dallascollege.edu. My office is located at Brookhaven in the J building, room 127. If you ever need to reach me by phone, you can call 972-677-8940. And so this has my office hours at the college, but mostly we're going to be meeting virtually in Teams by appointment. I used to set out a time for people to come to office hours, and it's just people's schedules are all over the place. It really wasn't working out. So it's just best to schedule it independently. So just email me or give me a call if you want to arrange a tutoring session. Please don't hesitate to do that. That's what I'm here for. There's more information about our course. You can see the withdrawal date is April 17th. Hopefully that won't be necessary. Certification date is February 3rd. We'll talk more about the certification date in a little bit. There's a course description here and learning outcomes. If you're interested in those, you can look at those on your own. We have Texas Core Objectives, which you'll see in all of your courses. These are the kinds of things we want students to gain from their experience here at the college. And so you might want to look through that. Things like critical thinking skills. And there's quantitative skills. Those are things that we should be working on this semester in this course. All right, let me move on. So this is our book. It's called Thinking Mathematically. It's the 8th edition, and it comes with My Lab Math, which is what you get when you sign up for courses. Unless you opt out of what we call the Include Ed program, all students have access to this online program, which includes an online version of the textbook. You can read more about that here. The main thing I would say is we discourage opting out. It hasn't been an issue with any of my students, but you're not going to save yourself money by opting out of that program. It's really a great deal. The calculator is not paid for, the one that I'll be using. It's called a TI-30XS multi-view calculator. It's a great calculator, guys, and it's a nice one just to have around your house, let alone for our course. Probably the most useful part of it will be when we get to financial formulas and you've got fractions within fractions. It can be hard to put into your normal calculators. It's very easy in this one. You can use a graphing calculator, but you got to be pretty comfortable with those. Anyway, so that's that. I saw them at Amazon this week for $13. Normally you're going to spend around $18. You probably won't find them at Walmart or Target. Target maybe, but you definitely will find them at like an Office Depot or those types of places, Staples, or order it online. All right, so homework is going to be 15% of your grade. Notice it'll include 33 homework assignments plus any discussion board assignments we have. Quizzes are 10%, tests are 75%. There's 5 tests. Let's talk a little bit about the homework. So I think it's great when you work in my math lab or my lab math, you always get immediate feedback. You know if you did it right or wrong. If you did it wrong, you can click on some help buttons to see how to do the type of problem and get immediate feedback. On the other hand, just a couple of warnings. Number one, sometimes students get comfortable doing the homework and thinking that they understand the material, but they're constantly clicking on the help buttons. If you're doing that, you've just got to recognize that doesn't mean you've learned the material, you just got through it. And so you just want to make sure, you want to keep asking yourself, do I understand this? Could I do this if I didn't have some help? And the other thing I would recommend is that you have a notebook where you copy down the problems. You don't have to copy every little detail, but copy the problem down, show your steps, just like we did in the olden days, I guess you would say. But it's, writing things out is just part of the learning process, especially for some people. But the other thing that's nice is when you get to quizzes or tests, you can go back and look at each of the sections that you need to prepare for. Maybe as you're doing your homework, you can make notes of things you want to come back and ask questions about, or things you want to make sure you look at again, or that you need more help with. But your notes can be very helpful as you prepare for the quizzes or the tests, depending on how well you're making your notes. On the quizzes, the nice thing about the quizzes is they're over normally like 3 sections, and it just gives you an opportunity to see if you learn the material, because there's no help buttons in there. And honestly, I really encourage you to try to do those quizzes without help, without looking at anything. You do get it to take each up to 2 times. They're timed. You have 60 minutes usually, and but it's like practice to see if you're ready for the test. And of course, on the test, it'll be the same way. You've got to be able to do problems without looking at notes. There are 5 tests. We will be taking tests using the Lockdown browser and Respondus monitor in MyLab Math. Basically, the Lockdown browser prevents you from going to other screens other than working on the test on your computer. And the Respondus monitor is a camera that'll be on you as you're taking your test. We're just holding you accountable for doing your own work. Notice for students who average 80% or better on the homework, I'm going to drop your lowest test score. Instead of taking a final the last week of class during finals week, all students will take test 5. All right, so let's move on. Of course, with grades, 90 to 100 is an A, and so on. It's the standard grading scale. Here's our course schedule. You can see that each week it's very clear what's due. Here's due dates. So Sunday, January 26th, you can see 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. homework, as well as quiz 1. Those are the assignments that are due. Now, there's a couple other things here. One's to help you if you like to watch a video on the calculator that I recommended. They also have a video showing how to put answers into MyLab Math. Most students are pretty good at that these days. They figure it out on their own, but you can watch the video if you're having any problems, or if you want to get more details. Anyway, you can see our first test is in week 3, but it's really clear not only here, but when you're in MyLab Math, just exactly what's due each week. The other thing is I will make an announcement each week just reminding you what's due that week and about anything else that we need to be concerned about. So you'll have at least one weekly update. All right, let's move on. Course policies, if there's any changes that I end up making, I'll notify you by email, and I'll put those in eCampus. Now, attendance and participation, we talked about certification a little while ago. In order to be certified as attending this course, you must attend class at least, oh, wait a second, I need to change that. So for students that are online, basically you have to get, looks like I just, it's pretty much the same. It's just, you don't obviously have to come to class. You just have to complete the Chapter 1 assignments and the homework assignments 5.1 through 5.3 by February 2nd with the average score of 70%. So that's basically how you're showing your participation in this course so that I can certify you basically February 3rd. Even though you can meet that requirement by getting 70% on the assignments, again, I would recommend that you get 80%. Remember, that's if you get 80% on the homework, that's going to enable you to drop your lowest test score. So I'll have to adjust this, but it's pretty much the same other than you obviously won't be coming to class. As far as late work's concerned, it's 25% off for late assignments. But you can only do that up to the day of the test. So if you take test 2, or once you've taken test 2, you can't go back and do assignments from chapters 1 and 5. Those are the ones that are covered by test 1. And so that's how things work with late work. Normally students will not be allowed to take a test late. If you miss the test deadline due to special circumstances, you should contact me immediately. Maybe I can work with you. Obviously, if you end up getting a 0 on a test, you're going to want to drop your lowest test score. So we have support contacts to reach out to your success coach to get free tutoring. So you might want to look through those and be familiar with what's there. And then finally, institutional policies. You should go through those if you haven't already and read them at least once. They talk about things like student conduct, what's expected, disability services, dropping classes, those kinds of things. So I think that's about all I have to share with you on the syllabus. If there's anything I missed or that any questions that I didn't answer, just send me an email or give me a call. And anyway, I hope you have a great semester. That's all I have to say about the syllabus for now.